Hi. Tonight on Space, we're going to keep doing the Polaris with the money and the intentions of the Kestrel and such, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Because we are a future Kestrel owner. And I believe our combat rating is sufficient to get us through the rest of the Polaris. Right. And we need to roll the right pay debt. And that's the current thing. Which means we need to go to parade. Land. Yes. Bar. Okay. Yes. I believe that's the thing that we want. Yes. Okay. Scientific experiments. All right. Sorry, let me actually read. Okay. As you sit sipping your drink, you see the slim, somehow bookish figure and brown hair of Pagina enter the bar. You have to wave to attract his attention before he makes his way over to you. You all freshened up? He asks in a polite manner, and you nod. Good. Well then, to explain your mission, many paid to have become curious of reports from the Nil Camoria over the last few years that the Wraith, a hostile race occupying the space to the northwest of our own, have begun to wink in and out of physical existence, leaving only a strange energy signature that can still be followed on radar. We need someone to carry some scientific instruments deep into Wraith-held space to try and observe this phenomenon more closely. That's where you come in. He nods in your direction. Are you prepared to help us out? Yes, of course. Excellent, he exclaims with a smile in his first break of decorum. He continues seriously. At the furthest limit of our exploration into the northwest into Wraith space, we have located a gas giant which we believe that they use as some sort of home base, although we have no idea why. It is one of the busiest systems in the region, and will allow us to garner highly accurate data by allowing us to observe numerous Wraith. That's so many words. You will have to give the equipment we will load on your ship a few minutes to take all the necessary readings, Pagina informs you seriously. After which you can return here and we will ensure that you are financially recompensed for your troubles. Also, he tells you formally, we have come to an arrangement with the Nil Camoria so that you can purchase some of our ships, which have a longer range than your Federation technology vessel, which will be more than a little handy on this mission. I suggest that you get one. Finally, he warns you quietly, the Wraith have a history of attacking ships without provocation, so keep your wits about you. Right, and we can buy some Nil Camoria goodies now. We're not going to, because we don't need to. This ship is fast as hell. But now, we need to bounce out to Hottatanius, which is exactly where we're going. I actually really like this ship. It's really damn fast, and I'm quite pleased with it. Let's land here. Okay. Hyperdrifting might be a thing we might want. Okay. Well, that was stupid. I could have just gone straight back. Oh well, that's alright. Better run. Don't want to start no fights. With no Wraith, we are no match for them. And bing. A Upon landing, you are greeted by several blue-robed Polaris scientists who begin poring over the sample you took. Well done, Pegina congratulates you. Very few have ventured into Wraith space and survived. They are probably the most aggressive life form we have ever heard of. You raise your eyebrows and tell him that you had absolutely no trouble with them at all, and that they basically left you alone. What? He exclaims, drawing the stares of several of his colleagues. Are you sure? You tell him to check your sensor logs if he has any doubts, which he does, looking very surprised. This is most unusual, he tells you, looking slightly shocked. We will have to explore this phenomenon further. Meet me in the bar in a few hours, and I will have something more for you. In the bar. You are sipping your second drink when you see the slim frame of Pegina enter the bar. Your sensor logs have caused quite a stir, he informs you after making his way over and sitting down. Always before the Wraith attacked every ship that they saw. Oh, God. Okay. Sorry. And the only difference that we can see as being definitive is that you are not a Polaris pilot. Anyway, he sighs, returning to relative normalcy after his slightly excited outburst. We have already discovered a way of reproducing the cloaking effect of the Wraith, and we believe that it would be of enormous use for both the Nilka Moria and the Muhari. I have all the necessary data to reproduce the effect, Pegina tells you in his quiet way, but I still require transportation to pass the information on to those who can turn a laboratory experiment into practical application. Can you help me? Yes. Thank you, he accepts gratefully. People messaging me. Why are you messaging me? Who's fucking messaging me? Notifications. Okay. Dun, da. Okay, I don't know why, but she marked it as available and then sold it again. We bought a crib today off of Facebook Marketplace. That's what that was. Anyway, sorry. Thank you, he accepts gratefully. This may well prove to be one of the biggest advances in technology in decades in terms of how it could affect the political landscape of all known space. If this information falls into the wrong hands somehow, and these people have the scientific know-how to understand the information I now have, it could mean serious changes to the balance of power throughout the galaxy. Still, he shrugs. It cannot hurt if we develop the technology and use it to defend our borders against incursions by outside influences. And to do that, I need to get to Vera Se in the Vero Key system. All the brightest scientists and engineers dream of being asked to serve there. Nearly all the greatest advances in ship design and technology over the last few centuries have come out of there. Hopefully, he concludes in his bookish manner, this will prove to be another successful experimentation. Okay. And on we go. Back. Whoops. Let me go. There we go. Dum-ti-dum. Okay, I can do that with the enter key. Good. Vera Se. Upon landing, you are greeted by a small crowd of people, most of whom are wearing the green, flowing robes that you have learned belong to the engineer and healer caste called the Verash. But there are a sprinkling of blue robes belonging to the scientists like Pegina, and even one utilitarian black jumpsuit that belongs to a member of the Muhari. So how does it work? Asks one of the Verash in an excited tone. The Wraith have learned to fold space around them so they are physically impervious to harm, replies Pegina quietly. So it is as though they cloak themselves in space-time, asks one of the scientists. Pegina nods before turning to you. We have a fair amount of work ahead of us to take the knowledge out of the laboratory and into the real world, he tells you quietly. But if you could keep checking back here, we will probably have need of your services before too long. With that, he disappears into the station before talking rapidly to his colleagues. Can I buy anything here? I can buy the Wraith Cannon. I'm not going to. Right, and there's not actually anything to do here. So let's go take some people for a ride. Because the actual... Oh, yeah. I forgot I still had that. Oh, Samantha. Oh, that's going to be a long wait for a train don't come. Wait, am I stupid? No, I'm not stupid. It's just right there. Okay. Nah. There we go. Treka. Yep, not like we need the money, but I think the current situation is that we need to go... Do we need to increase our rep, or do we need to go to Muhari? I forget. Maybe we just need to burn some time. Let's go to Muhari. Tumwar Haro. Ping. Bar. Nope. Well, at least we can buy Dragon. We're not going to. Because I really like my ship. You know? You know what I mean? I forget where the next piece of the mission is. I think it actually is drop by the, drop by that bar. So let's accept this mission and then go back to Vero Key. Because, oh, that's right, we have to go back and then do the scan. Or is it yet time to do defend Nila Mjolnir? I forget. Ah! As soon as you step off your ship, you are met by Pegina and a woman in flowing green robes who introduces herself as Verliana. Verliana has come up with a design, Pegina informs you in his quiet, somehow formal manner, that should allow us to duplicate the capabilities of the Wraith. The trouble is, he continues seriously, with something this sensitive, we need to ensure that we have absolute control over as much of the experiment as possible so that we can ensure that the results are tainted by as little outside influences as possible. So, seeing as it was your ship that we took the original readings of the Wraith from, we were wondering if we could use your ship as the observation platform for the proceedings. Of course you can. Thank you, murmurs Pegina gratefully at your acceptance of the mission. I'll let Verliana explain the nature of the experiment. We have built a ship designed specifically for being under cloak, she informs you after you turn your head slightly to face her. We have named it the Zephyr. As we speak, it is currently undergoing space testing of its flight systems. When you are ready, she continues pleasantly, if you could take off from the station and try to observe it as it flies around the system cloaking and uncloaking. When you have observed it for a while, return to the station. We will be loading the very same holo-scanning technology on board your ship, she finishes quietly, that you were carrying during your voyage into Wraith space. Anyway, we will be ready when you are. I don't know why I gave her such a weird voice. Nope, not good enough. Okay, that was it. As soon as you land, your ship is overrun by the green-robed engineers and their blue-robed colleagues, who pay you and your ship scant regard. In irritation, you throw them all off your ship, telling them that the ship comes first and that their data can wait a few more minutes. Many of them look very ashamed as you pointedly upbraid them about their poor manners. Out of the corner of your eye, you think you catch a gray-cloaked warrior smile slightly. but when you turn in her direction, her face is without expression. "Please accept my sincerest apology," says Pagina, stepping forward. "We meant no disrespect. Our only excuse is an eagerness to view the data held in the holoscanner. We are sorry for any inconvenience we caused." You nod and tell him that when you have finished your post-flight routine, you will allow them full access to your ship, but not before. You take your time as you shut your ship's computers down, as you want the Virage or the Paid waiting outside to know just how much they offended you. As soon as you finish, you step out of your beloved Mod Starbridge 358, I should rename this ship, and indicate with a wave of your hand that they may begin. "Thank you for doing this, Captain Future Kestrel Owner," says Pagina contritely. "And thank you for pointing out our poor manners and etiquette. We are all truly sorry for the irritation we caused, and are grateful that you brought it to our attention, so that we might learn to conduct ourselves better. I have made sure that your account has been suitably recompensed," he continues quietly, "and I will make sure that we do not harm your ship in any way. Even from our preliminary scans, we have seen that the Zephyr ship itself is capable, even if the cloak could do a little more work, so we have made it available to you. Drop back here in 3 or so months, because once we have analyzed this data, we will be needing someone to gather more data for us. In the meantime, keep an eye out on the mission BBSs, as I have heard Miranda might have something for you before too long." Cloak. We can cloak now. Attention, future Kestrel owner. We've uncovered a piece of information. Federation technology. Go learn more. From Miranda. We have recently intercepted some radio traffic which suggests that the Federation may be looking into launching a raid on our defenses in an effort to gain some intelligence on our capabilities. We would like you to head over to the Kania system and see if there is any buildup of forces there before returning to Nila Mjolnir in the Mjolnir system with any intelligence you might have. Good luck. Let's go, baby. And you know what we have? A fucking cloaking device. Sexy. Not that it's actually any use to us. We're not really going to use it. But you know what would benefit from a cloak? A Kestrel. A brother fucking Kestrel. I'm sorry. You're getting dunked off my ship, sir. Whoops. Okay. Oh, okay. Actually, this is a Neil Camoria station. I wonder... We can buy a bio-relay laser. Can't hold any, but we could buy one. Oh, man. I can't wait to get back... excuse me? Sir? Go fuck yourself. Okay. Anyway. We need to get to some sort of system where we can sell off some of the crap in this ship, because I would love to have a bio-relay laser. Alright. So we come here, and then we leave immediately, because they're about to attack us. As soon as you land, your hatch is opened and a gray-cloaked Neil Camoria warrior bursts into your ship. "It appears that the reports of the Federation probe were accurate," he begins seriously. "Apparently they either saw you and tailed you to the system, or they were coming here and left not long after you did. Regardless, they are about to jump into the system. We could certainly use your help, Captain Future Kestrel Owner," he informs you quietly. "Are you prepared to help defend the Polaris people?" Of course we are. Of course we are. Somehow, he nods approvingly, you begin to fit the legend more closely the longer you stay amongst us. Meet us in orbit, he finishes, leaving you with 1,000 unanswered questions. And together we will show the Federation that we will not be treated in this manner. If you survive, return here and you will be recompensed. Recompensed. What a word. There they are. Follow me. Are y'all actually fighting? Or am I just being attacked by feds myself? Are y'all actually fighting? At all? You aren't actually helping. Wow. Wow, are you not helping because I'm not in a Polaris ship? Wow, you guys suck. Oh, you guys are supposed to be helping me. Yeah. I know. You're very special. With your fucking Macross Missile Massacre. Fuck this. Help defend Polaris space. Help. Keyword. God, a little help? A little help here? Please? He immediately leaves. He immediately leaves. Guys, you're supposed to be helping me. Alright, let's bitch out and come back. Reroll the damn system. There we go. Good. Good. Fuck them. All right. For that, it was all worth it. Okay. After completing your post-flight routine, you head out to see if you can find a few answers. You are met by the same warrior. Time check. Yes. The same warrior who talked with you before. Do you realize, he asks rhetorically, that you are the first outsider in around 6 centuries who has helped us defend our borders? Maybe what they are beginning to say about you is true. Regardless, he continues, speaking more directly, the Polaris give generously to those who help them. Your account had a total of 100,000 credits transferred into it in payment of your courageous service. With that, he bows and begins to move away, but turns back after taking a few steps. I am honored to have met you, he says, almost nervously. If you do become the one spoken of in the legends, I will be a glad man, for you have a good heart. As he walks away, you find yourself left with more unanswered questions than ever. Yup. Yeah. So, unfortunately, I think if we were to try to, like, sell even any of our outfits on this ship, like, we would have to go to Auroran space, right? And some of them are a little mad at me. Everyone in the Federation is mad at me. Too bad. That's okay. Let's go this way, because I want to trade out a couple of things for some cool-ass Polaris weaponry. Oh gosh. Yeah, they don't like me here. Excuse me. Ah. There we are. Outfits. Okay. Sell this fat-ass railgun. We certainly don't need this many anymore. We can sell off this one. And you won't actually let me sell the fissions. Oh, man, as much as I would love to have a 200. Or the chain gun. Oh, the chain gun. Sexy. No, I want Polaris weapons. Unfortunately, the biorelay laser is, like, not really, like, long-range feasible. Or we could just get a Hailstorm chain gun. You know? Often with devastating effect, and without requiring any command input from the bridge. That's right. This is, like, an auto turret, right? Yeah, this is an auto turret. And we get chased a lot. Man, I am so tempted. I am so tempted. So tempted to get one of these and just see what it's like. Because I've never had one before, you know? Much as I love this thing, much as I love the big ass, that thing. Let's get a storm chain gun, you know? And fuck it. 2,000 rounds, baby. Why not, man? Why not? All right. You know what? Let's get some steel. It's not that expensive. And we could use the armor. Wow, that like doubled our armor right off the bat. Yeah, I know that I was like, oh, da, 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 da. But honestly, like, I'm quite pleased. Just to do this. Until I can get like the really badass Polaris ships, which I don't think I can get yet. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I don't think they'll sell me the good shit yet. Yeah. There's not really any reason to get a biorelay laser right now. Because, you know. Alright. Wait, bar. Nope. Turn to Versailles. Aha! Yes. That's right. Oh. I have an escort. Hello. I didn't actually read the mission text, but essentially they want me to come back because they sent me an email that they have improved the cloaking device. So we're going to go help them test the improved cloaking device. You are not surprised to be once more greeted by Pagina and Fair Liana when you step off your ship. After watching the sensor readings we have gotten from the Wraith, Pagina begins in his quiet, somehow formal manner, we discovered that they were tunneling into hyperspace rather than wrapping hyperspace around them before moving. The end result is that they can enter hyperspace much faster than we can. Once we realized what they were doing, continues Verliana. Once we realized what they were doing, continues Verliana in her exuberant fashion, we were again able to begin experimenting with growing different organs to duplicate the effect. Would you be prepared to help us with our experiments again? That's the voice I gave her. Thank you, exclaims Verliana with grateful exuberance. We have grown a few tunneling organs and have seeded them in different ships to observe their effectiveness. We have kept one here for you. When you are ready, go and grab it from the outfitting area. Once you have it, if you could go from here, head over to the Cania system and make sure you land on Port Kane so that we can get a grounded reading, and then return. It should give us enough readings to be able to safely adjust the organ to different ship types. I guess we will see you when you return. Tunnel. Let's go. Tunneling. Tunneling through space. Whoa, man, that's complicated. I believe that this enables hyperspace drifting. Yup. Even faster. See, now we're tripping with gas. Or whatever. Whatever. Don't listen to me, I don't know anything. Yeah. I think they hate me in Cania. Yes, they do. Sir? There we go. Okay, as you go about your usual post-flight routine, you take special care to check out your new tunneling organ. It appears to be fine, and you can appreciate just how effective this little organ could be in terms of both combat and general efficiency. With a quick nod of your head, you decide to conclude your business here as quickly as possible. You need to get back to Versailles to return the information to the Paid and Virache, there, to mass farm the organs. And also, we're going to sell the fission reactor because they're huge. And they take up a ton of space, and we never use these things anyway. So let's see. Tum-ti-tum-ti-tum. Should I sell them both? No, I should keep one. I should keep one. Yeah, I should. Fine. Alright, let's get out of here. Thanks. Hi, guys. Now, will you let me sell the fucking radar missiles? You won't. Dang it. Oh, well. That's fine. That's fine. We'll just get out of here, I guess. Travel through this particular section of space. Ah, shit. Oh, that's right. The Aurorans hate us. Excuse me. you let me sell it. No. But also, this is kind of worthless. So let's just get rid of it. It didn't really do me any good, and this thing is more hilarious anyway. So, yeah. And that's okay. I'll just get a little bit of each. A little bit of each. And then we can do some smackaroonies. So I'm not really loving the radar missiles, honestly. Let's get out of here. Okay. Got him. Yeah, let's go this way. Excuse me. Pardon me. Coming through to Mjolnir. Okay. I'm now back to paid it, I think. Versailles, that's right. You quickly go through your post-flight routine, knowing that all the Pate and Verash will be eagerly awaiting outside your ship. As soon as you finish, you step out of your hatch, and they bow to acknowledge your efforts on their behalf. Pegina and Verliana come over as many Pate and Verash begin swarming all of your ship and taking readings. Thank you once again, Pegina begins respectfully. This might have seemed trivial to you, but I assure you the ramifications of this technology are enormous. Yes, agrees Verliana, smiling, but it won't stop there. I already have a few ideas of how to use this technology in other ways. Keep an eye out around here. We may need you again. Upon exiting your ship, you are greeted by Pegina and Verliana. Okay. Verliana has come up with a new design. Pegina begins in his quiet, somehow formal manner that incredibly reduces the energy signature of folding space-time. It should leave no trace for most sensor types to pick up. Of course, continues Verliana in a much more animated fashion, we have to do a series of comprehensive tests before we can start growing mass organ farms. Would you be prepared to help us out again? That was fast. Thank you, exclaims Verliana with grateful exuberance. We have removed the old cloaking organ from a Zephyr and grown a new one with the new capabilities. When you are ready, she continues pleasantly, if you could take off from the station and try to observe it as it flies around the system, cloaking and uncloaking. When you have observed it for a while, return to the station. As with the last experiment, Pegina adds with bookish exactitude, we will be loading the very same hollow-scanning technology on board your ship as we were carrying the last time. Anyway, we will be ready when you are. Yes. Let's just go ahead and sell that thing, because we're going to be buying a new one. There it is. All right. You take your time going through your post-flight routine, knowing that all the Pate and Verash will be eagerly waiting outside your ship. As soon as you finish, you step out of your hatch and invite them to begin their work with a smile and nod to acknowledge their newfound manners. Pegina comes over with an elderly gray-cloaked warrior in tow. This is Yuso. Pegina introduces the lean man with obvious respect. He is the leader of the Nil Camoria and wants to have a word with you. I have heard quite a lot about you, he begins smoothly. From what I've heard about you from Miranda, Bissandrea, and Pegina here, you are a fairly resourceful woman, and you are the closest thing we have to an expert on the universe outside Polaris space. There is a fairly important scouting mission going to occur soon, and I'm going to recommend that you be the one to take it. In the meantime, he adds significantly, I've removed my objections to you having access to some of our more basic warrior technology. I want you to keep an eye out, he finishes quietly. I'll be keeping an eye out for you. Ah. um, yes, I forget if this is the cloaking 1+1, but let's see. Let's go to Neil Pacetra because we might be able to actually get a bit better ship. Nilar Passet? Is there a shipyard here on Nilar Passet? Oh, that's right. You won't actually sell it to me. The best we can get is a dragon or a striker. In the outfits, however. The jammer, the fusion reactor. Yeah, nothing particularly interesting. These are all shit. I don't want any of this. And I never use it anyway, so... or whatever. I will buy this, though. Alright. Fine. Actually, maybe the tech level on this station is better. It is. Not. Never mind. Alright. Yeah, we ain't there yet. Let's go to Muhari, because I don't actually know what the next mission is. I think the next mission is we get run into by our girl, what's her name? Could get a Zephyr. What does a Zephyr have on it? A Wraith Cannon, a Bio Relay Laser, 12 jumps, very fast, compared to a 90 tons of mass, as opposed to my ship, which has 309 by 442, as opposed to the Zephyr, which has tempting. I am tempted. They are pretty fast. They are pretty fast. Oh, but I like my ship. No. I know. I'm gonna catch flack for wasting everyone's time. That's all right. Excuse me. Excuse me. You don't belong out here. Go home. Well, all right. Truthfully, I have no idea what the next mission actually is. Aha! I believe I have to defend Neil Mjolnir. We have recently intercepted some radio traffic which suggests the Federation will be launching a raid on our defenses in an effort to gain some intelligence. Neil Camoria are happy, blah blah blah, go do the thing. Yes. Keep an eye out. We will be keeping our eye out for you. Let's go defend Mjolnir. Shit. Panapna. Panapna the Rapna? Whatever. I helped. Excuse me, sir. Yeah, you better run. It just waits to be destroyed. Teehee. You are met by a young, gray-cloaked warrior. I wanted to meet the woman who is becoming the legend. He smiles in the quiet manner of all Neil Camoria seem to have, so I offered to pass on to you our thanks for your services and inform you that 100,000 credits have been transferred into your account. Once again, as the warrior walks away, you are left standing with the same unanswered questions as before. Yeah, we're good shit. We're a big deal, boys. You want to buy some ancient Delos? Whoops. Excuse me, sir. Sculptures. Alright. That's right. I think that the next thing is actually, like, go to a bar. I think. And not a, yeah. I don't remember what's next. But there's a bar here, isn't there? Yes? Bar? Bar. No. Crap. Oh, shit. Okay. You spot the deep auburn hair and slender figure of Miranda as soon as you leave your ship and you make your way over. Oh, you surprised me. She jumps a little when you tap her on the shoulder. But I'm glad you did. I've been trying to track you down for some time. Now that Wraith space is open to exploration, she exclaims. She explains, her cheerful grin returning. The Paid are beginning to send ships out to the nearest systems to begin researching the area. Unfortunately, they believe in slow, steady progress, which makes good scientific sense, but is not necessarily so good in terms of politics or security. The Council and Neil Camoria want to know more about the further reaches of the region, to see if there is anything they need to know about, in case they have to deal with it. Because while it is wonderful that Wraith space is now open to us, we also have opened up our space to the Wraith, and we don't know if that will cause any problems. Are you interested in going on a scouting mission? Yes. Thank you, Captain Future Kestrel Owner, she tells you gratefully. We have been a little worried about this ever since our talks began with the Wraith. We really need to know if there is anything out there that might affect us in any way, so we can prepare ourselves for it. If you could explore the far western edges of Wraith space, and perhaps even a little beyond, it would give us a large amount of information about the outside universe. We're actually less interested in what lies within Wraith space as in what lies beyond it. So much of space north of the Federation is unknown to us. If you find anything that needs our attention, report back to us on Warharo as soon as possible. Well, good luck, she finishes with an enormous grin. I hope to hear from you in a few months. Months. Ha. Well, I got news for you, baby. Because I got a little something up my sleeve called a wormhole. Whatever. Smooth operator up in here with the Varishon wormhole. You know how we do. Find the hole, jump in it, go somewhere, baby. Go somewhere. Southeast, right? There it is. The Varishon wormhole. My favorite of all the wormholes. Because it takes you right into Polaris space. Evlay, this is exactly where we want it to be. Who's'll wanna be? Alright. Now, we're gonna land on Evlay, or on Rebel 1. And fortunately, Rebel 1 doesn't count toward the things we need to worry about. And I can finally, and at long last, sell off this crap. Okay, because I don't need these. I don't use them. The railgun is hilarious. But, whoa, you can buy biorelay lasers here? What? That's silly. Alright. That's not really what we're here for. As hilarious as these things are, I kind of want this. The heat generated from the laser body is minimal, which keeps the size down in the Manta and the Striker, yet packs a punch compared to packeted weapons. You know, I don't know if this is more powerful than the other thing, but that's okay. Let's get that. And I really wish I could buy Thunderhead Lances here. You know? Shipyard. Nope. Outfitter. Hellhounds. We can get a port and polish, which we do actually want. Do you really not sell Thunderhead Lances on this planet specifically? I could have sworn you did. No, they don't, I guess. Either that or they're rare. Like, if I have to go to the other planet, then I'm SOL for that. Thunderhead Bay. Silly. Oh well, I guess it's a bio relay then. Fuck it. Which may or may not be more powerful than the other thing. I forget. But who cares, right? Who cares? Because we're in a beautiful ship, a beautiful crew, and we are truly a troublemaker. Now I have to remember how to get to fucking Rebel 1 from here. Is it here? Alright, Nezra Prime, Okay, I am going the wrong way. Excuse me. I think it's here. Teehee. Whoops. That's okay. I just needed your fuel. Oh, crap. It's not this way, and I'm stupid. Da. Is it like right there and I just completely missed it? Because I'm a silly person? There we go. There we go. Yes, I will give you a lift. And you can dare lift these... No, never mind. Ah, the Rebellion. 1. Rebel 2. Yep. You are greeted by several armed guards when you land and a vaguely familiar man wearing a general's uniform. I am General Cade Smart, he introduces himself. We have scanned your vessel and repeatedly and believe at least some of your technology is Polaris in origin? You nod, careful not to move overly much, as the soldiers with weapons trained on you look ready to fire at even the smallest untoward twitch. If you are a friend of the Polaris, then we have no argument with you, he continues quietly, but I must ask you to leave. This station is an outpost of the rebellion against the Bureau of Internal Investigation, and although we have no desire to start any other conflict, we must maintain our security. I apologize for treating you in this way, but I'm afraid if we are to succeed in our war with the Bureau, we will have little choice. You are bundled back aboard your ship and left alone. It does not take much deduction to realize that the Polaris will want to hear about this. But they let me land immediately anyway because they like me, because I blew up pirates once, so it's sort of whatever. Oh, man. You know, these are more hilarious, honestly. Fucking Thunderhead Lances. They're really funny. And I'm not sorry. I'm really not. I'm gonna need at least one solar panel. Shit. Alright, I'll sell the afterburner. And then we're really gonna need another ship, because we're running out of fucking space on this boat. Ah, a marauder. Hello, sir. Goodbye, sir. Oh, that was really funny. Alright, let's get out of here. Pardon, gentlemen. Whoops. Outbound. Frenna. How the ice lizards, boys? They good? Tasty, delicious ice lizards? Okay. Let's land. That's my actual mission. Moarharo. Right. Alright, we'll get back to Moarharo, and then we're going to call it a night because it's getting late. Although I am tempted to blow some shit up. That's alright. Honestly, we can always put Thunderhead Lances on a Polaris ship, and that'll be even funnier. So, or maybe on a Kestrel. No. We'll put biorelays on a Kestrel. That'll be hilarious. Okay. You are greeted by the auburn-haired Miranda in what looks like her official black robes when you land. We inducted 20 new Muhari today, she explains almost sadly when she sees you eyeing her robes quizzically. Now they too must begin to try to wipe aside our shame. You eye her askance, wondering what could cause such a happy, ebullient person to become so melancholy. The Muhari caste is the most shameful of the castes, she tells you in response to your unspoken question. We were born as a result of a civil war. We enter our caste because we cannot make it into any other. We must serve all other Polaris wherever we can, but we have the overwhelming duty of standing in judgment over our fellow citizens if necessary. We are the faithless servants who must betray our masters to a perceived greater good. That is why we wear black, as a mark of our shame, and to remind us that despite any powers we might have, we are not worthy to call ourselves Polarans. But enough about us, she explains, her smile returning to her face again. What did you find out in the nether regions of the universe? I'll find something in your... Never mind. You quickly recount the events of your landing on a station called Rebel 2 in the Coria system to the west of Wraith Space. Miranda listens intently to your report without interruption until you finish. This is interesting, she muses thoughtfully. You have discovered something that could affect us greatly. Anything that might destabilize the Federation would have an enormous effect on all of known space. I will download your sensor data from your ship, she continues seriously, and transmit it to the Council on Kelari for them to have a look at. Once they have viewed it, they will come up with some sort of decision regarding a plan of action, and then we may need to get things rolling pretty urgently. Keep an eye out around the place, as I may need to urgently contact you at some stage. Oh man, we still can't get the good shit. Still can't get the good shit. Still can't get the good shit. Oh well. That's alright. Yeah. It's bedtime. Yeah. Good night, everyone.